Hey folks, so it's just been payday, this time in November, or payday for November, so the beginning of December. And hopefully this video will go up soon, on my October one. And yeah, this is, I'm going to christen this the month of Wii, or at least for me it is. So let's have a look here. I'm going to start with one at the bottom, because I've already unboxed this, because I've been playing the shit out of it. And that is the incredible Donkey Kong Country Returns. For those of you who are unaware, this is made by Retro Studios, who put out what I consider to be the magnificent Metroid Prime trilogy. And that's both the Metroid Prime trilogy box set, which is all 3 games modified with the Wii controls, and of course the original Metroid Prime 1 and 2 on the GameCube, as well as Metroid Prime 3 Corruption that was just strictly developed for the Wii. Now, obviously they've taken a stab at Donkey Kong Country, and first of all I just want to say thank God Donkey Kong Country is back, because this was a massive part of my childhood, and you know, as soon as they announced this, I just could not wait to get my hands on it, and I'm so glad it's finally here. You know, I was talking to Born Survivor about this, Tom, and I bought this from Asda basically, because my Shop 2 delivery did not arrive on time due to the shitty snow, and I needed to play it. Like I said, I've been waiting 16 years for this, because I dropped off after Donkey Kong Country 1, didn't play the sequels until much later in life. Well, much later in life, I should say, much later in their life, not mine. And I bought this, and I actually sat here doing anything but playing this for about 6 hours, because my expectations for this, like I say, 16 years worth of hoping and dreaming for a sequel, or you know, or whatever it's been since I played the 2 and 3, and yeah, I just almost was fearful just in case it sucked. Put it on. Wasn't too sure about the soundtrack at first, wasn't too sure about the gameplay and the strange motion controls, but I've started to really get into it now, and I've got a feel for the controls, which work wonderfully. I'd recommend using the Wiimote and the nunchuck, not the sideways controller method. And basically, it's everything you'd want. It's the perfect tribute to the original game. It really is. It's got the minecart levels. It uses so many of the classic songs from the original, but it features a new twist on them. It adds a few songs of its own. I haven't heard that many, but some of them are absolutely brilliant. And that was something I was worried about. I was worried they'd missed the mark in their attempts to sort of recreate, or in their attempts to sort of, in fact, create new songs. 60Hz enabled like any good Wii game. Basically, in this one, you play only as Donkey Kong, unless you do multiplayer, or 2-player co-op, and then player 2's Diddy. But you play only as Donkey Kong, and when you rescue Diddy from one of the DK barrels, what he does is he mounts your back, which sounds a bit erotic, but it's not, I'll show you. And basically you'll get a rocket-propelled jump, so your jumps are going to last longer, and obviously he's got 2 hits of his own. Now, unlike the original Donkey Kong Country games, where it was 1 hit and that character dies, in this you have hearts, heart containers, and you basically take 2 hits per character to begin with, and I think you can purchase more later on. But like I say, I could ramble on about this for hours, and I probably will in a review. But it's incredible. The level design is utterly brilliant. What they've added to the franchise, which is a lot, has really freshened things up. But there's so many small nods. I mean, everything, literally everything that was in the original is in this, and I'm blown away by it. I love it. I'm so glad this exists. I'm so glad it's as good as it is, and I'm so glad Nintendo chose Retro Studios to develop this. I think the footage on the screen will hopefully say more than I can about this at the moment. But yeah, what can I say? Again, it's one of those few games for me that justifies the Wii, and thank God for Nintendo. So, the next one, and like I say, this is the month of Wii for me, it really is. I haven't played this, I've just literally cut it open so you guys can so I can get easy access to it here. And this is Epic Mickey. Now, this is Warren Spector's vision of Mickey Mouse, a Mickey Mouse game, and he's the guy behind Deus Ex. And this game is really, really unique. It's really strange. Basically, Mickey discovers a paintbrush. He ends up with a paintbrush, and what it can do is it acts as a thinner and a painter. And basically, he gets warped into this evil world, and you can thin the layers of sort of evil and paint over them with sort of, I guess, goodness, whatever you want to call it. But you also have to thin platforms or create platforms and things like that, so it really creates some interesting gameplay dynamics. Now, I haven't played enough of this to tell you a great deal about it, but I'm really, really excited to see how this one pans out. And it just seems really cool. But what I was going to say, I mean, Warren Spector, sold. That was me immediately off the bat, you know, for better or worse. and I just cannot wait to play this. Again, the footages on screen will say a great deal more than I can at this point. The reviews seem to be 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 area. I'm going to make my own decision on this one, obviously, and probably a review forthcoming on this as well. But yeah, that's at this point, that's really all I know. So, we'll move on to the final one. And this is much in the vein of Donkey Kong, in the respect that it's a beloved franchise back once again. So, this is GoldenEye 007 for the Wii. Now, I mentioned this in the podcast, and I'll mention it again here. I'm under no illusions as to what this game is. Now, whilst it has many attribute and reference to the original N64 game, it is not a remake. So that should be stressed to anyone who wants to buy this and is under that impression. Yes, they've marketed it as such. If you just look at the back here, well, actually they didn't do it, but they had the 4-player split screen on most of the promotional stuff, and it even says there, GoldenEye is back. But it's got the multiplayer, it's got single player. Now, the story is based on the GoldenEye film, much like the game, but it's been rewritten by the guy who actually wrote the original GoldenEye script, I believe. And now it stars Daniel Craig instead of Pierce Brosnan, and some other people, like Sean Bean's not in it, for instance. It's just a whole new cast, with new Bond girls and a new theme, which is still the same Tina Turner song, but it's sung by, I think, one of the Pussycat Dolls, something like that. Which might seem like a random fact, but from what I've seen of this, the gameplay looks fantastic. It looks more like Call of Duty than perhaps GoldenEye, which is understandable because that's how first-person shooters play in the modern climate. But there seems to be a big stealth element to it, and that's what's got me really excited. As you can see, there's a variety of control inputs you can use, from the GameCube controller to the classic Wii Classic controller to the Zapper, and of course the Nunchuck and the remote. It's 4-player split-screen multiplayer as well. And yeah, again, don't know a lot about it other than what I've seen, and it looks phenomenal. So here's hoping that it is. I'll tell you one thing I know about this, and like I said, it's not a flat-out remake, but it's got a lot of nods to the original game. And if it, it's retelling the plot of the film, so obviously it's going to have similar locations. Now, the facility level as it was, I don't think is in this game. However, in one of the levels, and it may be the first, you start off in an air duct. You travel through the air duct, and when you come out of it, there's a little hole, and beneath you is a toilet with a guy taking a crap. Which sounds really strange, but to most of you that should sound quite familiar, and strangely enough, you shoot the guy, you jump down, and voila, GoldenEye. So, I think that's pretty much all that needs to be said at this point of that. But here you go. If you're thinking about picking up some games this Christmas, and maybe you just want to do it on a particular format, I would say that format should be the Nintendo Wii. And it's not often I'll say that, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I cannot wait to sink more time into Donkey Kong and start playing Mickey and GoldenEye. And long live the Wii.